I will admit I fell asleep during the Bucks game, but I hear it was really awesome and they won. And I found something for me that was really cool. I can Google what happened to the Bucks yesterday, and it brought up a 5-minute highlight reel of every play. I just saved 2 hours and 55 minutes. I can see the whole game in 5 minutes. It's fantastic. I know. All right, as we head into the last 2 months of what has been the most unusual year most of us have ever seen, do you agree with that? We have to understand that finishing strong is what will make 2021 great. Today, I'm going to share with you some quotes from yours truly that I've collected and shared with audience over my 45 years. This is Mike Ferry. Selling real estate is the lowest paying easy work there is, and the highest paying hard work there is. I'm not sure I agree with that. I don't think it's hard work. I think it's smart work. You know, Joe and I did a class on Friday talking about doing the extra steps that keep a deal together. There's always going to be crap that gets in the way, but it's the extra steps. The prior proper planning yields positive results concept. That is true. The numbers you keep track of will always tell you where you are in the business, and more importantly, what you need to learn. You know, if we made a conscious effort now, between now and the end of this year, I've set the intention for the company to exceed its November and December production from last year, which will put us ahead of where we were in 2019, even after 3 months worth of pandemic disruption, which is insane. So I'm going to ask all of you, management included, to set the intention to exceed the offices and your individual production for November and December. I think I mentioned I had a plumber here. No, I didn't. I didn't talk yesterday because Mike was training. I had a plumber here yesterday. And of course, we had the conversation of real estate. And he is from New York. He is 6 months off a plane, renting in Valrico. Can't wait to buy. New Yorker, moved here to get out of all the crap. He's been here for 6 months. He's a plumber. He's going to do really well. He's plenty of work. He said their business is flying off. Everybody wants new faucets, new fixtures. They're upgrading their houses. They're super, super busy. And anyway, so we traded cars. I said, look, you got a friend in the business now. He said, I'm not sure. He's here to talk about Hillsborough County. He's got really high taxes. And we talked about Pinellas County, lower taxes than Pasco, have lower taxes than that. And I said, dude, the tax millage rate makes no difference. The millage rate is just a function. It's multiplied by the assessed value. So it's all a game. The tax man will either raise your assessed value and charge you a lower millage rate, or you'll have a lower assessed value and you'll pay a higher millage rate. You're going to pay taxes, so don't make that be the choice of where you want to live. And that's the type of advice I think we need to start giving. Do you all realize that? The millage rate in Hillsborough County is one of the highest in the state, as is our sales tax. But I digress. Number 3, if you know what to say, I can do what I'm supposed to do. If you don't know what to say, it's very difficult to accomplish what I'm supposed to accomplish. That's where we were talking about scripts the other day, right? It's not the script. It's you having the confidence to know what to say so you can spend your time listening so you can apply the rapport building techniques we teach you through NLP. Number 4, being independent contractors means we can do whatever it is we choose to do. However, working to become more efficient each day keeps us from becoming mediocre. You know, this is still a thought in my head. Half of our staff, our agents, have done nothing. And the half that has done something has outproduced the entire company from last year. So we can do whatever it is we choose to do, which means, to my brother's quote, sit on the couch watching Netflix, smoking pot, or we could get up and talk to people and go to work. Number 5, everybody tells me they have a difficult time with rejection until we understand that rejection is part of the sales process, and then it becomes a good thing, right? Are you my next no? Are you my next no? Are you my next yes? And this last one, Mike's been saying in the audience for 45 years, you need to learn to believe in yourself as much as I believe in each of you. And I think Chris and Jeff and Otis and Kathleen and Thomas and Joe and anybody else I missed would agree with that statement. We know, Deborah, we know you guys can do anything. We know you can do so much more, but we have to get you to believe it. And that's one of our challenges. because we believe in you. All right, facts. New listings, 2019, 2,118 listings we took this time. Last year, we're at 1,999. Guys, you deserve an applause. This is the tightest most constricted listing market we've ever seen in the history of my 28 years. And we are down 5% in the tightest listing market ever. Now we need to focus on more of that, and we got some things we'll talk about in a minute. Sales, 2757 to 2547. Sales are down 7.6%. Guys, we took basically March and April off. And then we had a really slow May and June. And then the world lit up. So to only be down 7% is amazing. Closings up. We've had more closings. I'm sorry, down 2,042 to 1,907. So that's what? 58 plus 7, 65. We have 65 fewer closings than we did the same period last year. And I'll tell you what, October hasn't closed out yet. So that number is really probably higher. And then dollars, look at this. Last year, 13.6 million. This year, 14.6. We're up $1 million in volume. We're up 7.3%. What causes that? Average sales price. We'll take it anywhere we can get it. I've got some emails I got to jump to, so I'm going to escape. Go to my inbox. Go to my manager meeting folder. I'm sorry, sales meeting folder. And where's Matthews? Peter Diamandis is a guy that I follow, which I've somehow gotten off his following, but Matthew shared this with me. And I think it's a perspective. You know, it's not, I say these things a lot. It's not what happens to your life, it's how you react to what happens to you in life. And it's really about the context of things, right? Something can happen and two people can see it a totally different way. The world's getting better on many critical fronts. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. I'll forward it out if you want to see it. But many of us can't see the good news because we're constantly bombarded by all of the negative news online, on TV, and in the newspapers. So why are we fed negative crisis news 24/7 on every device we own? Humanity evolved on the savannas of Africa over the last 5 million years, surrounded by a world of severe and immediate danger. To deal with this constant presence of danger, our brains evolved an ancient piece of temporal lobe called the amygdala, which scans everything we see and hear for signs of danger. And when it senses danger, it puts us on red alert. Because of our amygdala, we pay 10 times more attention to negative news than positive news. And for that reason, every news source is putting out 10 times more negative stories than positive. It's purely a matter of marketing capturing our attention, which is ad revenue. If it bleeds, it leads. Do this experiment, pick up your newspaper if you get one, and compare the ratio of negative to positive news. So I walk the dog every morning, and a lot of my neighbors get the newspaper delivered into their driveway. And I'm curious, so we're walking and I see the headlines. Never does it say anything good. Typhoon disrupts Siberia or whatever. You know, there's just some headline splash of negative crap. Last week, I discussed the benefits of an abundance mindset. Today, we're going to look at the data-driven optimism that comes from overwhelming evidence as exponential technologies improve access to renewable energy, reduce childhood mortality, and reduce global poverty. There is no doubt that you'll get pushback from friends and family as you talk about hopeful and abundant future, but that's okay. Show them the data below. And then it's just going to go on. Global life expectancy is up. Look at what's happened over the graph. Boom, 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 boom. We're living longer. Child mortality is going down. The news won't report this. For the first time, nearly 60% of the world is using the internet. You know, we are so blinded to the fact that we're Americans, right? And we live in the United States, and we have so many civil benefits just for living here for a bunch of reasons. But the rest of the world doesn't. You know, we live in houses that we own, and we pay taxes, and we get tax relief, and we get all this stuff. but still 40% of the world does not have internet. Can any of you imagine what your life would be like without the internet? Would it be like it is now? Over 1 billion people have gained access to electricity. Wow. The Bahamas still has no electricity, at least the Africans. Renewable energy, 20 times solar energy generation. Look at that growth curve. These are called exponential technologies. If you're interested, Peter Diamandis wrote a book called Abundance, The Future is Better Than You Think. And it's really fascinating to see the world from that perspective. But I just want to open your minds a little bit. 3 times the wind energy generation. So we're looking for alternative fuelings. Extreme poverty is in decline. Nearly half of the world is not in extreme poverty. Just crazy stuff. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. 2021 award criteria. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. Here we go. Okay, this is, I'm going to tell you, Century 21, one of the coolest things to me about Century 21 is the awards and recognition program, right? Aside from the global marketing, advertising, the brand name and all that stuff, there's something inside many of you salespeople that yearn for the recognition that comes with getting an award. Whether it's our top agent luncheon this Friday, whether it was Margaritaville last month, whether it's the opportunity to go to Hawaii in October, whatever it is, it's all based on this awards and recognition program. So what they did, and it was Rick Davidson who did this, they always just arbitrarily pick numbers. Now they tied it with the home price index based on NAR. So according to our data, the real estate industry experienced an increase in sales volume of 2.1%, as well as a decrease in unit sales of 1.8%. So the 2021 criteria below is what it is. So the units dropped and the AGC went up. So Ruby this year is 149,000 bucks. I think that's up from 146. So if I take 146,000, 2.1%, add that to it, it's 149,000. So that's all they did. And then Masters Emerald is 195, Masters Diamond is 241, Centurion is 288, up from 286, I think it was. The team's 298 to get to the path to Centurion. And Office is 1,175,000. Chris, Palm Beach, 7.7 million we got to do next year. South Tampa, I want you there too. Everybody else, you want to be at least Centurion at 2.5. So that's offices. And company will do $6 million to get the 2100 club. So that's it. So I will send this out to you. And, you know, I think awareness leads to flexibility, and flexibility leads to options, and options lead to power. So awareness that, you know, this is like the Centurion producer is the top 2% of all salespeople in the industry. I mean, that's pretty elite status right there. Masters Ruby is the first step to that path. And I don't want anybody to think that there's an overnight success. Success in real estate is a continual journey. And you go from here to here to here to here. Every once in a while, there's a rocket shot somewhere, a moonshot. But consistently, look at the units, look at the dollars. This is, forget all the other bullshit in the industry. It's not about how much split you get. It's not about all this other stuff. It's the consistent growth and application of real solid sales techniques and building client relationships, maintaining those relationships, and building a business. That's what we're teaching, and that's what we're doing. So that's pretty cool. So I will send that out to you all. This was fascinating. I'm gonna spend a couple minutes on it. And it's not because it's Apollo Beach. It's because it's something we haven't talked about in a while. And it came from my daughter, Jessica, and here it is. So iTrip Vacation Rentals, there's a Pinellas version and a Tampa version. I'm sure there's a Sarasota version, and I'm sure there's an Orlando version. But iTrip is a property management company that manages vacation rentals. And that's a pain in the ass to do, just so you know, because I had one. But if I could outsource it in a minute. But this article says Apollo Beach is the #6 best places to invest in vacation rentals. which is crazy. And then there's an article, and I'm gonna show you the article, and it's not about Apollo Beach. It's about, we're talking about vacation rentals. And guys, 2.5% interest, renovation loans with 15% down. This is insane. And if Apollo Beach is good for vacation rentals, then what is Reddington and Madeira and IRB, for God's sake? Somebody could just start talking about this stuff. But anyways, you go through this, why the best place to buy a vacation rental are different. Up and coming markets right here: Apollo Beach, Florida; Athens, New York; Shenandoah, Virginia; Cherry Log, Georgia; Slade, Kentucky. And it's based on average annual revenue potential, revenue growth, rental demand, investability, and investor score, right? And then it goes to mid-sized markets. I'm getting to another point. Then it gets to large markets, Gulf Shores, Alabama; Bradenton Beach; Panama City Beach; South Lake Tahoe, California; La Quinta. And then it's showing, that's not important. This is it. There is an AVM for vacation rentals. I'm going to forward this to you too. And it's not because it's Apollo Beach. It's because of this tool right here. The Rentalizer is the first automated valuation model to accurately predict what a property can earn as a vacation rental. What a tool for you to have in your pocket. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I put in my house, which I can't short-term rent my house because my HOA won't allow it. And I changed the bedrooms and baths. And it said my house would bring in $66,000 a year in rent. It only cost me $24,000 a year to own it. So I can make $40,000 a year by putting my house on a vacation market and only have it rented like 36 weeks a year. It's a fantastic tool. So I'm going to send this to you, and I want you to look at it because it really is neat. All right. And then I've got Topgolf this Friday to honor our quarterly contributors for quarters 1, 2, and 3. So Friday, I think it's 11 to 2. We had 95 people qualify, and that's a big number. 95, that's duplicates removed. 95 people in a 90-day period had either 6 closings or $25,000 in gross commission, which puts them on track for 24 deals a year or $100,000 in gross commission. So that's 25% of our company has demonstrated the capacity to do that in a 90-day period of time. And many of them have done it every quarter. That's why I said duplicates reduced. But only 55 people took the time to RSVP. And I'm sorry, guys, that's just not acceptable. When you're invited to something, you reply yes or no. You don't just ignore it. But 40 people ignored it. Just said, I don't give a shit about your opinion or anything. I'm not going to reply. Not, I'm afraid of COVID. I'm going to stay at home. Not, I'm busy, but thanks for the opportunity. It's just, I'm ignoring you. And if you're ignoring me and the company, then who else are you ignoring? There's a problem there. And internally, management-wise, we're going through some of those challenges. November Wizard talking points. I wrote a Wizard article, which I'll send to you too. And this is really true. And I want you to think about this. And I think I helped an agent this week get a listing by using this point. It seems that, are we all really experts in real estate? It drives me friggin' crazy. I go for a walk, I run into my neighbors, and they all know I'm a real estate broker, and they know more about the real estate market than I do because they're on Facebook and they see all the shit, and I don't go do that, right? But they literally think they know what's going on. And I am subtly going around and debunking all their bullshit because one of my neighbors, who I turned on to one of our agents, decided to list with a guy who lives in the neighborhood that sold the other 2 houses that recently sold. And this guy has no standards or morals, in my opinion. So he's listing their houses at 1.5%. The seller thinks, what a bargain. But he's got a stable pool of buyers like you all do. And he gets the listing and then he shows the house before it even hits the market and it sells. And it sells as is. And then they do their inspections and then they go back and ask the seller for repairs. Well, this one particular seller got pissed and went to our agent, who they rejected after this guy came in with his discount, and they realized that they got duped. They never got exposed to the competitive bidding environment. They took the first offer they got. They think they saved 10,000 bucks, 1.5% of a $700,000 house, and they probably left 30 grand on the table. So in their mind, they saved 10,000 bucks, but they really lost 20, right? That's a lose-lose proposition. Lose for us, lose for the seller, right? So are we all really experts in real estate? It seems that way. With real estate info so easily accessible, it's easy to think you know it all. Heck, Zillow sends you a monthly Zestimate of your home, a monthly market update of your neighborhood, and with Facebook, everybody knows everybody's business. True. Please allow me to debunk that myth. As real estate professionals, we study homes and prices every day. And we actually look at them and compare them to other homes on the market, assessing interior, exterior condition, curb appeal, neighborhood characteristics, and a whole lot more. There's a huge differentiation between studying homes and neighborhoods and look, no, Jan will fix that for me, and look at the result of look at the result of an algorithm. Here's the myth part. Sellers do not hire real estate brokerages to sell their home. They hire us to market their property and represent their interest in the transaction. So one of our agents was going on a listing presentation in this neighborhood that she had got from a Zillow lead, and she'd been following up for weeks, diligently following up, doing an excellent job. But the seller called and said, look, I've decided to go with another person, so we don't need to stay in touch. And our agent had the gumption to say, wait, no, at least interview me. You got to hear what I have to say. And she got the opportunity to make the presentation, even though the seller said, no, you're not going to get it. So she did call me. We talked for a little bit, and I gave her this talk right here. And I told her about this guy who I suspected was this one. So we talked about this sentence right there. They hire us to market their property and represent their interest in the transaction. And then I told the story about the guy who put the house on the market so fast that they didn't even see the competitive bidding environment, and now they're upset. Anyway, guess what? She won. She got the listing, she got it at a great price, and she got it at full commission, right? That's out there. I remember back in college trying to define marketing. I never understood that concept. What the heck is marketing anyway? Zillow is not marketing, it's advertising. A yard sign is not marketing, it's advertising. Marketing is the complete package. I'm here to tell you no one outmarkets our Century 21 Beggins team. As realtors, we simply have more tools than any member of the public, and we're actually trained on how to use them. As Century 21 realtors, we add even more tools to the mix. Then as Century 21 Beggins realtors, we add our 28 years of experience to the balance, and I've really created a marketing machine. It may look like we simply put up a sign and post some pictures on the internet, but that's not what we do. It's how we do it and which tools we use to help us make the best assessment. That's it. I'd love for you guys to be able to say those words with confidence. Yep. By all means, keep monitoring Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com for their opinions. But when it comes to hiring the right company to market your property and represent your interest in the sale of what's likely your most valuable asset, wouldn't you want or deserve a professional guiding you along the way? By the way, it's not just your agent, but the company they're associated with. The industry forgets this part. With 60,000 closed transactions behind our belt, where there's likely not a situation we have come across collectively. And then I tell them to be aware, flexible, and take advantage of options. So anyway, that's the message I'm putting out to the marketplace on your behalf. If you'd like to share that, let me know. And then I wrote down my last piece. May I suggest we all take a look at our primary aim and dream a little as we prepare for an amazing 2021. Just the fact that you have the potential to earn an extra $20,000 in a quarter makes you the amazement of most people in the world. And all you have to do is talk to more people. Let's let that digest. I just showed you some graphs that 40% of the world is below extreme poverty. And you guys, with the extra effort of talking to a few people extra a day, could add $20,000 more in a quarter. And 40% of the world is living in extreme poverty. Just saying, let that digest for a while. If you're comfortable, work on becoming uncomfortable. Your life could be better than it is right now. Boom. Now let's hear from our management. So I will stop my sharing. And let's start with Mike Puma. We're not hearing you, dude.
Yeah, so I think the only thing I have is we are launching our new program, which we'll announce here shortly. It should launch later this week, a new lead gen program. So we will keep you all up here, kind of testing it, and then we'll roll it out for everyone. So we're pretty excited about that. And then, I just want to throw out there, obviously today's election day. Whether this goes the way you want it to or not, the outcome of the election, don't let it bother you. We can't control it, right? All you can do is vote. So I worry about people getting distracted using this as an excuse. Don't do it, right? You can only control what you can control, and you can control your attitude and effort. No matter how this goes, stay focused. You're going to hear a lot of noise from friends and family and everyone else. You got to just stay focused on what you're trying to accomplish and control what you can control. So that's what I have for today.
I love it. I said earlier, it's not what happens to your life, it's how you react to what happens to your life. And I'll tell you what's going to happen in the election today. Half of the U.S. is going to be pissed, and half of the U.S. is going to be elated. That's what's going to happen. So half of the people want to move to Costa Rica, and half of the people don't want to move to Costa Rica. So you're a realtor. Your opinions, like we talked about yesterday in our marketing class, your opinions don't matter. You're here to solve a problem. If they're pissed and want to sell their house because they think the economy is going to crash, you're here to list it. If they're excited because they think the market's going to grow up and they want to buy investment properties, you're here to benefit, right?
Today might be the biggest inventory opportunity we have.
That's right. It's all about the context. Chris Reed.
Good morning. Good morning. So today I just wanted to talk about some of the messages I sent out to my team today. Was about, talking about what's going on today, and not about, this isn't political. This is about what it really boils down to for you. So today, more than any other day, we highlight one of the most powerful things that every human has in their capacity, and that's their inherent right, and that's the power of choice, the power of a decision. And the choice to go out and vote, the choice to go out and get business, the decision to say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make the life that I want. That's where the true power is. And it's in these moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. So just imagine if every single person that you run into, everybody on this call, what if you decided that you're going to put as much energy into growing, into contributing, into building a better business, into being a better husband, wife, father, child, family member, spouse, friend, whatever that is, as you have into the energy that you put into the voting and the posting of the memes and all of this other stuff about this election. Start focusing on where your true power is. Your true power is in your ability to choose and decide what you are going to focus on today, what steps you're going to take today, what direction you're going to move in today to get the outcome that you want. So my saying for today was, you must take a choice. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And with that being said, there's a few people that have made a choice to not let their surroundings dictate their actions. They decided they're going to do something. And people like Heidi said, and go out and get $1 million sale, double sides of listing, has 2 more listings coming on in the next 30 to 60 days, multiple buyers in a pipeline. Our agent Carolina Page just picked up that new listing, has another new buyer, has been committed to doing and dropping off CMAs, and has another listing coming from that as well, and another appointment around the corner. Kim Hodgkins just killing it. Kelly Foreman, so proud of you, girl. I'm so very proud of what you've done. You committed and said, I'm going to get this many deals by the end of the year. And then what you did when we sat down and looked at your numbers, you said, damn it, I need 2 more. I guess I'll go out and get them. And she's already got 1 more of them. She's only got 1 left. Aixa, again, continually just busting it out. Chris Brown had another sale. Diane Krikorian, Jeff Iglesias, and Karma Gilchrist as well. Another one who set out and said, I'm going to hit some numbers this year. And I believe she's only got 1 left as well. So it's in your moments of decision that will shape your destiny and power your life. You're muted.
It's crazy how many people are just doing so well and knocking out of the park, and other people are just not playing the game.
Yep.
And it's mostly you guys that are watching right here. We got a really good audience online right now. And Kelly was listening to that, so that was cool. Deborah.
Good morning, everyone. So I asked a question last week. What if you knew you couldn't fail in real estate? You can't, literally. You will not do what you should be doing. You will make new decisions and sit on your butt and watch Netflix and smoke pot, or you'll go out and door knock. So you do have decisions. Thank you for bringing that to us, Chris, today. I have someone and something near and dear to my heart. I'm a big proponent of door knocking. I am. I love farming. I teach farming, and there's a reason for it. Phil De Rosario went out yesterday, and he's had a farm now here for 8 years that he door knocks. Phil is well over 70. Okay, he's really well over 80, guys. He door knocked 60 doors yesterday and talked to 30 people. If he can do it, why can't you? What are your excuses? Phil's got a wife at home he takes care of. He does all the laundry, cooking, and cleaning. And yet he's in here every day doing his job. He farms every week. He's out door knocking. He owns his farm. But who will go out and door knock 60 doors today in this gorgeous weather? Really? So I'm going to challenge y'all to do that because there's no reason not to. So be like Phil. Be like Phil today. Go out and make the effort and grow your business exponentially. Last week I told you about Robin doing a trifecta. Well, she turned that into 4. She had the listing and the buyer for the listing. She had the buyer and the listing for the buyer, and she got them all under contract last week. God bless you. Thank you for 4 in a row. So awesome. We've also had, I turned in 6 closings last night from last week that we got checks in over the weekend. Goodness gracious. Great job, Dick, Sandy, Robin, Devonna, Raquel, May, Sandy, you've had 2 closings and you got a contract and a listing that I talked to you about yesterday. We have had so much going on. Now's your time to be prosperous and to prosper. Understand it's not always like this and it's not always been like this. This is our time to get out, get listings, and get a lot of business in. We can own the market if we farm, if we prospect every day, if we do what we think we can do, and if we do what we're being taught to do. We know what works, guys. We really do. This company knows hands down what works. If you listen and pay attention and get coached by all these wonderful people you got looking at you online, you can be very prosperous. Have an awesome day.
Cool. Otis Bass.
Hey, good morning. This is a tough act to follow. So I'm going to be mine. It's pretty short and sweet. We're in the holiday areas. So when you're writing contracts, look at the calendars. Make sure you're not landing on a holiday with your closing date or anywhere close to it. Give yourself some wiggle room. And then want to piggyback. Last week we talked about Rate My Agent, so I dove into it. It's an incredible tool where you can just get all of your reviews on a one-stop shop. So one of our big challenges as agents is we have so many different sources to get your review. You got Zillow, then Google My Business, and we've got several of them. This consolidates it. So you got Zillow, Realtor.com, Real Satisfied. You can connect it to Google My Business. And so consider looking into that during this off season. So that way, as you get better at your business and you become more of a pro, these are the tools that will certainly help you out. And it comes with GTAR's MLS subscription. And then also revisit Google My Business, please, because what I have found traditionally is on December 26th, it goes bananas. After Christmas is over, everyone starts realigning their goals, and then you can hit the field running with that. But do that now. Don't do it on December 26th. Do it now, so that way you're ready to hit the field running come December 26th. Most competition will not be working, and so what you do now to prep that battlefield will really be a good indicator of how you go into January and February as well. That's it for me. Have a great day, guys.
Very valid points, especially I like watching the contract dates to make sure you're not falling on holidays. Lots of them. Joe Diener.
Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to touch a little bit on what you were talking about, the world of abundance, Craig. I mean, in 1972, when I was in high school, Newsweek came out with an article because we were in the middle of a energy crisis.
I was 4.
I know, I'm sorry.
I didn't even have a name yet.
Time flies when you're having fun. That's all I got to say. And we were having an energy crisis, and it was incredible. And Newsweek came out with an article that said, by the year 2000, we will have no more oil. And I sat there in high school and like, what are we going to do? And here we are in 2020, and we have lots of oil. What no one ever thought about was technology and how it changes every day. And we have seen that in the last 10, 20 years where technology has really changed our entire lives. I mean, when I first got into real estate, we were just getting phones that you could get an email to. It was the flip phone, right? So, I mean, we have really changed. But we really never should be afraid of rejection. You just can't be. You know, if you're a professional athlete, by the way, no wide receiver has ever missed a pass, right? And they practice and they practice and they practice. And no pitcher has ever walked anybody, but they practice and they practice and they practice. We need to practice our scripts. We need to practice our game. We're in the time, Otis and I were talking yesterday, this is a time of year to look over your budget for your, you know, expenditures for advertising and things like that, and your stuff online. Review all that stuff, because we're going to get to a point where, because as he said, when we get through the holidays, one year I think I sold 3 houses between Christmas and New Year's because people were, oh, well, the wrapping paper's in the trash can, let's go do something productive. You know, so this happens, okay? And be prepared for it. I pulled the reports this morning for October, and I'll just briefly discuss them. Median price up 16% in Hillsborough County from October to October. All right. The number of for sales, number of things listed down 37%. We're not surprised at that, right? Pendings are up 22% over last year. The average day on the market is 30 days, down 39% from last year. And the market, the inventory on the monthly inventory is 1 month, and that's down 65% from last year. So get some listings. So that's all I have to say. Thank
Wow,
you,
that's
Craig.
really stunning. Really stunning. Thomas, so nice to see you twice. You're up. I liked your post today.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you see me?
No, we can see your static
No.
picture. Your camera's not on.
Okay, hold on. It's coming. I guess I'm working on the phone as well. I'm here at the office. Now you can see me, right? Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
With
All right.
Sam
Good
Golden
morning,
Gate.
team. Yeah, I don't know how to, I guess I'll figure that out later. But I just want to say, first of all, I just want to say thank God for whom all blessings flow. I mean, this has been a remarkable year. And I just really dove into the stats. During a pandemic, who would ever think that we would be in a position that we are now? And we just have to be grateful and thankful that we are part of that 60% that you talked about that's making things happen, right? So I just want to give a high five to the Brandon team. I mean, you guys are kicking butt, and it's freaking amazing. And I'm just going to share these stats with you real quick. In 2019, our sales volume was $58,687,417.44. We finished the year with our GCI at $1,466,395. In 2020, year to date, we're at $62,822,465.23. Hold on, wait for this. Our GCI is $1,548,049.36. That's an increase of 9%, which we exceeded our last year numbers by $81,653.41. So give it up to the Brandon team. That is freaking amazing. You guys, we closed 27 sales last month. And like Craig said, we probably still have some ones that's coming in later today for a GCI of $216,274.99. That is our best month this year, which our best month was July. And that was $216,063. So you figure about 212,000, we did better than July. So again, another record-breaking month, and kudos to you guys. That's why I have to just say thank you for the believing in us, believing in yourself, and believing in the whole management team to do what you're doing. You know, I was listening to Tom Ferry last night, and he said 3% of realtors only do 24 sales a year. That's crazy. But like you said earlier, Craig, 24 sales with us is $100,000 a year, which is huge. So you look at the number of people that's top agents, that's 95 of us in here that has done 24 sales or more for the year, or in this case, you know, have hit 6 sales or $25,000 in a quarter. That's huge, guys. I don't know where else you can go and make that type of money. And I just want to leave you with this. And there's 2 things I want to leave you with. And one is going to be what I said today. And it's funny, I put Happy Wednesday because I'm so used to doing our morning meetings at the sales meetings at the Brandon office for the last 3 years on Wednesday. So when I wake up, I'm like in tune, but I know it's Tuesday. Ask yourself, is what you're doing today getting closer to where you want to be tomorrow? Okay. Then I want you to say, this is what I want to leave you with. Discipline is just choosing between what you want now and what you want most. So go out there and make it happen, guys, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, Thomas, just to restate what you said.
Yes,
So a little hocus pocus in my world, but 95 people in our company out of 400, so about 23%, 23.75%, demonstrated the capacity to do 24 deals a year because they had 6 closings in a quarter or 100 grand in GCI. And Tom Ferry said only 3% of all the agents in the United States do more than 24 transactions a year. But 23% of our agents have demonstrated the capacity to do that. That's strong. All right, Mr. Beggins, bring us home.
Good morning, everybody. All right, so couple useful things. I had a really good business planning and a coaching session yesterday with one of our agents, and a neat little aha moment happened, which might help you guys too. We were talking about goals, and we went to the obvious. She's like, well, I'm comfortable. And I said, if you don't have at least 6 months of savings, you're irresponsible, right? So I just want to remind you guys about that. If you don't have at least 6 months liquid cash sitting somewhere you could touch it, whether it's in something liquid, then it's crazy. But then we started talking about cars and getting a new car, and it seemed like a little thing, but her current car was about $250 a month, and we're talking about what she was going to get next. I said, well, what would you get for $400 or $500 a month or $600 a month? She's like, I don't want to spend that much, and her brain was still thinking in hundreds when we're actually living in thousands, right? And so it's a big difference. So to stop thinking about $100, right, guys? We make 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,000 bucks every time we do a transaction. So start thinking bigger. And that was a nice little shift to start thinking about what's the difference. I mean, if you get a car and it's a couple $100 more, you guys can do that, right? Like Craig said, you go pull an extra 20 grand down this month if you feel like it. And so just think a little bit bigger and stop thinking in hundreds and move into thousands. And then as you progress, move into 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions as the progression goes. But I thought that was a very big helpful thing. Last thing I just want to remind you guys, Craig mentioned it before, cash flowing investment properties are 15% down. Guys, this is not going to last. This is a honey hole golden moment on this. And it's the absentee owners. I know a lot of you are having great success with them, and it's a pure numbers game. Get the absentee owners, and especially vacation rental markets, those that can be Airbnb and VRBO. And then with 15% down, now you're starting to get off market resale investment properties, guys. And I know people are doing it and getting double sides on it, and it's working. So take advantage of the small little tiny little niche market we have right now and go find all the absentee owners in your marketplace and go call and reach them. Get the Forewarned app. It's working really well. Go get their information on Remind and go get it. So short, simple, tactical advice today. You're muted still.
Thank you for that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. No, I don't want to share my screen anymore. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So Thomas, Centurion office, 2,572,000. So you need another $1 million to go.
Yes, sir. And I, if we fall short of it, we only need $166,950.64 to hit the gold medallion.
Which is amazing, because I remember when I started, Centurion was $1 million. So that's crazy. All right, a couple more things here. Okay, guys. Health insurance is important, just many of you, and it's one of the most confusing things in the world. One of my neighbors is an insurance guy. I met him this morning, and I was talking about Spark. He goes, "Oh, that's U65. I only do 065." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" He goes, "Under 65 or over 65." Insurance is complicated. What Spark, and I don't care, Century 21 work to deal or Realogy work to deal with Spark. You guys get a discounted membership at $72 a year. And you get access to an insurance concierge that will help you pick the most affordable, relevant insurance program for your needs, which I think the fact you get a concierge is amazing. And there's a lot of choices for you out there. So check that out. And open enrollment is now, it's only good for like a month and then it's closed down for the year. Real Satisfied surveys are now available in Spanish. So if your customers speak Spanish or that's their preferred language, you can check a box on the deal sheet, which you're supposed to fill out and turn in on every deal, which most of you don't. But check the deal sheet, send it in Spanish, and we'll do that for you. And then I want to show you something real quick. Did your PC SOI, your past clients in SOI, receive any of these this weekend? And if they didn't, shame on you. Where are we? Maritza. Oh, Thomas. Look at this. What room in your house is useless for a ghost? The living room. So Thomas's customers and friends all got a little laugh and thought about Thomas, and they think about Thomas and they think about real estate. And I assume this is in Business Builder or one of those campaigns, and it's just set up to go automatically. So responsible or not, check out with your OTL if you're not having these things set up. Maritza, don't forget to fall back. Daylight savings time ends at 2 a.m. on Sunday, November 1st. And there's a picture of Maritza, and I get these from her all the time. So, pinch yourself. If you're not having these go out to your past clients and spheres of influence, you're making a mistake. That's all I have to say.
Business Builder, Craig.
Is it Business Builder? Yeah. Move picture bar. Central University Learning this week. I sent it out. I'm not going to read it to you. If you are interested, read the email. DR Horton Ridgeview is having a grand opening, and their grand openings now are not events. They're 7-day periods. So from Monday the 9th to Sunday the 15th, DR Horton is opening a brand new thing. I suggest that if you're in that market, you learn it. Otis, you talked about Rate My Agent app. Angelique sent you an email on October 30th on Friday, about 7:30 in the morning. I would check out that. There's a little widget video on how to get it on your website. Check that out. I just like this picture and I wanted to share it. It's Deborah shared it. Says you could be a top producer at any age. Dick Wilson just celebrated his 80th birthday, right? And so crushing it every day. We'll see Dick at the top agent event this week.
Hey, Craig, also, let's save the date for December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for Next Level.
I'm glad you said that. Next Level University, December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So right after Thanksgiving, close to there after Thanksgiving, before the holiday rush, will be our final push to sharpen our skills to just crush December. So first quarter ends up really good. Golden Ruler updates. We have turned the Golden Ruler back on. Okay. And we turned it on because it's a tool but it's a tool that you have to use, right? And you have to understand that it doesn't do anything. It reports what it knows, and it's not always accurate. But it's a message that goes to the seller. And we'll talk about this in a separate class because I got some pretty cool ideas on that. Century 21 is putting on a 4-day business planning class. Starts today. If you're new or need a jump start, I would suggest some of you take this class. Starts today on the 2nd, or actually it was yesterday, today's the 3rd. Then there's one on the 16th, the 30th, and the 14th. I suggest you give it a try. Pay attention to some of their stuff. They're really pushing out some good content. I talked about iTrip Vacation Rentals. I will have her come visit us one of these days. Jeff?
I was just going to say, Sarah McIntyre took that business planning class. I met with her yesterday. She said it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So jump in there.
We've hired Century 21 has hired some really top training talent, from Brian Ellington to, what's her name? I don't know, but they're stealing them from really good companies, and they're really ramping stuff up. I wanted to remind you, we talked about this in the manager call yesterday, to start thinking about your vision boards and planning. It's kind of exciting. And then you take steps to move toward reaching it. And then there's a certain pride of accomplishment when you get to cross it off. And then we get to go again. And I like Jeff's analogy of stop thinking in hundreds and start thinking in thousands, right? It's a mind shift. It's a subtle shift. Ojo, I can't report on today because Leadwater was down last night. It wouldn't let me in. But Ojo is running. We had a call. Our results are really good. And I'll get you more updates on that when I see it. And then I'm just starting to put this out there now. Holiday party. Sun City's gonna be first this year on December 3rd. It's a Thursday. Apollo Beach is gonna be on Saturday the 5th. South Tampa's gonna be on Friday, the 11th. Brandon's gonna be on Saturday the 12th. And Sarasota's gonna be on Friday the 11th, the same day as South Tampa. So that's gonna be, 'tis the season to be jolly.
On that note, Craig, everybody should have from each one of your offices, no matter which one you're in, you should have some form of RSVP. And as Craig mentioned in the beginning of the call, RSVPs are important to make sure that we are looking for a response. Please let us know, yes, you plan to come, no, you don't plan to come, just to help us plan a little bit more. So please be on the lookout for that, and we'll send out some reminders as we get closer.
Thank you for that. Okay, so leads, I told you I can't report on this week. Birthdays, sorry. Come on, Craig. Move my picture bar. This week, Ashton Scott from South Tampa's happy birthday today, along with Andresia Perry from Sun City. Tomorrow, Araceli Sanchez Larios, our front desk winner. On tomorrow the 4th, along with Lashandra Magnum from Apollo Beach. On the 6th, Marsha Robles. On the 6th, also Sarah McIntyre. We just said hi to Sarah. Helen Williams on the 7th, Ross Verlita on the 7th from South Tampa, and Scott Robinson on the 8th from Brandon. Happy birthday week to you all. And this is a pretty powerful anniversary list. Jackie Stone celebrating her 16th year with the company, along with Brian D. That was a great starting class right there. Joe Aletto's going on 15 years. Kim Hodgkin, 8 years. Matt Galster, 7 years, 5 years for David Brendel. Nick Newberry's on year 4. Courtney Cody's on year 3, along with Mike Puma. Puma, we put up with you for 3 years already? Holy cow. Jalen is on for 2 years, along with Margot. Kalani Heyman, hey, Kalani, 2 years already. Jennifer Jordan, the 19th. Brian Kerfus on the 19th, and a 1-year anniversary for Ashton Scott. Ashton got a birthday and an anniversary in the same month. I got some other topics here, they're just reminders for me to talk about. Op City, I had a coaching call with Op City. We are crushing it. Actually, I could show you some of that now. You don't care. But Op City is, we are probably 30% outperforming last year by 30% with Op City. It's crazy. I'll save these for another day. There's just lots of stuff there I keep on my list. And it is 9:26. Anybody else have anything to share for the greater good? God, we had great attendance today. Everybody good? Hey, just for fun, I'm going to go see that doctor we've been talking to, Dr. Axe. He's coming out again this month. And I actually signed up and did his organic acids test. So I got those results, and I'm going to go meet with him today and see how that works out. And then he'll be on our guest. I think he's on the 19th of this month. So we'll keep our quest for health and wellness going as well.
Greg, I had something I wanted to add. Something that Joe said really kind of resonated with me. And, he said that, when he was, I don't know how old he said he was, but when he was younger here, that there was, by the year 2000, we'd be out of oil. Now think of you being somebody who's in a specific business or doing something and worrying that for the next however many years it was that you're going to run out of oil. I'm going to run out of oil. I'm going to run out of oil. I'm going to run out of oil. And all of a sudden the year 2000 comes around and nothing was gone. No oil's gone. Everything's not fine, but everything is perfectly fine for you. So it just goes to show you wherever you focus on is, like you say all the time as well, whatever you focus on is what you're going to feel. If you focus on all the problems that are around you, you're going to limit yourself from doing certain things because of whatever the outside world is, how you feel it's going to affect you. It does not matter what goes on around us. It really doesn't. Whatever you put into this life is what you're going to get out of it. So don't worry about what's going to happen. What's going to happen this election, what's going to happen with everything around you. Just be a good person, put good energy out there, be positive, make a difference, and get out there and try and make a better life for yourself and everyone around you.
It was 1972, Chris.
That was 38 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
Longer than that, Craig.
Was it?
Yeah.
72? Yeah. Oh my God, it's 52 years ago. Shit.
Less than that.
Make adjustments, go Kelly. All right, guys, we're good. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for showing up. And let's make this, let's all do one last thing. Let's set an intention that all of us, offices, management, and agents, exceed our production from October last year, or from November and December last year, this year. It's simple. Just find out what you did last October or last November. God, I get out of it. I'm in November now. Last November, last December, let's look up what our offices did and listings, sales, and closings, dollars and units. And let's just set the intention right now to beat those, and we will rock out and finish 2020 ahead of 2019, which is amazing to do during a pandemic where the global economy was shut down for almost 90 days. So rock on. Happy Tuesday.
Okay.
Have a good day.